fucking piece of crap. Yes, world of YouTube, Roger here with a story I wanted to get over on. Due to the lack of my time, I haven't been able to get out what I've been wanting to do, but this happened to come up, and this is pretty cool. Because this case is similar to the one that I was explaining the other day of the Deborah Ann Quimby story. And then the two identical things of this story is that lack of evidence and lack of investigation and lack of thoughts and theories and lack of searching in other places is what combines these two stories. And I have to do this one because this is very, very... Oh man, you just cannot get any more crazier than this. Just like any other missing person cases. I mean, there's always something in between, something in, you know, to come up with the fact that this person became wasn't missing, but missing for maybe a few days to a week. And their body was found, and that's the difference between both cases. The 77 case of Deborah Ann Quimby never found, but this one was found. But I just cannot get over the fact of the lack of investigation on this case. They call it a suicide, they call it a random accident. Well, not suicide, just a typical ass accident. I don't know how they can go over this. There's a million things you can go over in this story. And I mean, I started writing down stuff here on paper just because there's so much stuff and questions that need to be answered, and questions that were never answered, and questions that still, you know, got you thinking, well, why wasn't this looked at, or why wasn't that looked at? I mean, it was well over 24 hours, and I'm sure 24 hours of a missing person, you know, get you to act. For some reason, the law in Los Angeles, mind you, is somewhat different. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody lives in LA, but if you're missing for over the 24-hour limit, and they're not searching or don't get warrants or you know, search warrants or anything like that, you know, the motel can decline the search. And one of the most bizarre things is where this place is and where it took. And many more, man, it can go on and on and on. The Black Delilah, I believe it is, if I'm saying that right. The Elizabeth Short, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, I forgot to write that down. But the movie actress back in the 1940s that was literally chopped in half and left into the field, not too far from this place, of this motel where this woman came up missing. Two serial killers, well known for murdering women, raping. But both had died before this case, and both were incarcerated in jail. But who knows what other serial killer or whatnot, due to the fact that this hotel, mind you, is off the skirts of the Skid Row population, which I guess you can say is not the cleanest or sanest or even the most safest place you want to be. But due to the Cecil hotel, yeah, I keep saying hotel in Los Angeles, famous, known for the serial killer of the Night Stalker, and another serial killer, an Austrian, giving Arnold Schwarzenegger a bad name, mind you, but he too, what is his name, Jack Unterweger, I don't know, it's Unerweger, if you want to look him up. Of course, the black Dahila. That's, no, Dahila. Can't even, Dahlia. Dahila. Whatever that is. That, I guess, was the murder name, or the victim's name for that. And how dark and evil that must have been. Murders and multiple suicides went on in this hotel. But mind you, a lot of hotels have suicides. Motels throughout across the country. Hell, I was homeless in a Motel 6 on Leominster, Mass, off of Route 2, mind you, and had a guy upstairs while I was living there with my 2 young kids at the time. Come home one day from whatever. Come to the room, can't say home, whatever you want to call it. And they got an ambulance taking a body out in a stretcher. Oh yeah, what a great day that was. But this case, man, poor investigating. And due to the fact that the laws, I guess, in LA too, they were only allowed to search random rooms. They didn't get to search all the rooms. They didn't even get to search all around where the body was found. So that being said, and in 24 hours, don't get a search warrant or something, which is the legal, time if it's a missing case should have took place and took in force if it didn't happen. But I don't wonder why they just, those clothes are closed, it was an accident. Just a random accident. Now this person had bipolar depression, mind you, was on medications for them, but yet seemed to have a high, cheerful life, mind you. And that day that she became missing, a store manager said that she was all happy, go lucky, picking out books for gifts, and was debating if she was gonna buy a book, wondering if it would be too heavy to carry. She's making all these decisions, good decisions. But around this time when this went down, what really gets me the most on this case is they only have one surveillance camera, and that's what you're looking at and been looking at right here. This elevator surveillance. Where's all the other surveillance? I would like to know. This makes me wonder of, due to the fact of serial killers being in this hotel, or let alone, the Craigslist killer from Massachusetts. He was caught on hotel security cameras. Alright? Mind you, where is these security cameras? And that guy happened in 2012. It was like 2012 when that guy got caught and blah, 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 so forth. And this January 1st of 2013. So, that just leads the question, where's all the other surveillance? Now they claim that this woman here was found in a water tank, mind you. A water tank throughout the hotel. I was looking it up on Google Maps. I'm going to have to try and do a video of that. And go figure. When I looked up on Google Maps, not only is this hotel notorious for killers, suicide, even murders, blah, 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 blah. A lady was murdered and raped in a room called the Pigeon Lady. Must have been like a homeless type woman that all fed the pigeons, say so, like the one on Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, gonna feed all the pigeons, She was murdered, raped, and strangled in this hotel. But yet, they literally have on Google Maps of this motel, if it is this one, that Streets Have No Name song is recorded at this place. So, it does have some of the good for it, but more or less the worst. So that being said, with all this damn friggin', where's all the security cameras? Surveillance, where is it all? Where is it? And earlier I was trying to do a video on this, but I was on this phone, mind you, that has the the video on it, and it fucking cut off on me. Whoops, sorry, YouTube. Can't swear no more in your videos, but, yep, it cut off. It was full of memory, whatever. But this video right now, I'm going to cover this video, and we're going to go over it step by step. And the video speaks for itself. Now, to me, as you can see here, as it sets, at this point in time, this woman's talking either to someone, or maybe she's talking to herself, but I think it's to someone. To get up on them water tanks, mind you, I'll have to do that in the video of the next one, to go over that. But like I said, I want to go over this video now. In the next video, I'm going to go over the map of Google Maps of the building, and they have, it did have showed 4 huge water tanks. And to get to these water tanks was 8 feet in the air. They were on, like, center block type structured cement. And they said that it needed a ladder to climb up there, and there was no ladders around. So, just about say what really went on here. And the only way that she got found in these water tanks is because people started saying that the water tasted funny, and the water pressure was getting low. So, let's go over this video now and watch this strange, bizarre feature. And what I see in this video, here she is. She doesn't look frantic or nothing, but yet she's pressing all the buttons. They do claim that she could have been on some hallucinating drug of her medications for depression. Now, I have kids that have been on meds for depression or whatnot. Now, what strikes me odd in this video, that the door does not shut. And I'm going to take, I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to do it at a place that my kids do therapy at, to show you how fast it takes to shut the door in an old elevator. This does look like an old elevator, but all in all, for some damn apparent reason, I think because I know someone was stalking her, I think they might have did something to this elevator for it to not shut. And I know, as you can see her, looking not frantic, but she's just acting bizarre, strangely. But who wouldn't if they know someone was following them? I think this woman knew she was being followed. Here is where she begins to start talking to herself, or I believe to somebody. I think someone conned her into, doing something with them, or was trying to elude them to somewhere or whatnot. But there they say that she looks like she's having a bizarre attack with some kind of medication she's on. And she goes out and steps out, but she'll step out again. But look how long it takes. I mess around with doors. This elevator is old, that I will show you. And when I keep pressing the button, it eventually closes quick. And for people to be in there like that, and to, right here, it looks bizarre. What is she? It's like she's trying to talk someone, or to me, it's like she's trying to, swindle her way out of something. But she keeps going in and backing out of this and that, and pressing the buttons, and, looking around, and like someone was following her. And there she goes, she's just walking away. Now, if you watch this, it looks like it's gonna skip. And you can tell when a video's cut and skipped. And just to think, now, if this be this long, mind you, this long, that door should have shut. Even when she was on the elevator, all depending on how old the elevator is, that door should have shut when she was on it pushing them buttons. And there it goes. That, to me, it looked like it jumped and skipped. I can't. To me, that looked like it skipped. And now it goes on showing the other floors that it's going to stop. You see the lights on the buttons that gradually, die out because it's on a different floor. Now watch this. The door opens. Watch how fast it closes. Zip. And this has to be an old elevator. Now watch, we're going to go to the next floor and watch how fast it opens. I mean, not fast, but watch how it gradually opens and then shuts. So we're at the next floor. As you can see, a different setting, color. The floor looks the same, but watch the door shut. Now you time that out in the times that she was in it. That's how bizarre and strange this video is. That's why I say something tampered with. Something was just bizarre. Now you time the time, and that's what police didn't do in this investigation. Here's another one of it, and someone had put it backwards, but honestly, you time out the doors shutting after she got off. Alright, you time that out. Now think about it. This is how detective work should be done. For someone that has been, into mystery, I used to read. I used to watch a TV show, Sherlock Holmes shows back in the day. Nancy Drew mysteries. I used to read the books. As funny as it sounds, I used to watch Scooby-Doo. But mysteries always amaze me. And stuff like this. Whoop, this is the wrong video. But, all in all, I'm going to go back here and pause this. All in all, you see how, now how fast that door shut, but how much time that it opened the first time, then shut. Opened the second time, then shut. And I mean, you think about it. You think about that. In that time that she's standing in the elevator and it's staying open. I mean, even I'm going to have to do a video on that to see how long it takes for that door to open and shut. I'm going to do it on a timer on my other phone. And then I'm going to do it on that. And then I'm going to go, rewind the video, and then I'm going to see how long she stands there, before that door would have shut. Something in this video, I know for a fact something was tampered, or someone had access to this elevator and knew how to shut it down. And I think that time that she was walking and talking outside the elevator and looking around, and the time when she started talking, I mean, honestly, I do think that someone she might have had just met that day. Hell, it even could be a worker. And that's another thing. Poor detective. It doesn't even say, if you go on the Wikipedia, if every hotel worker was interviewed that day, formally. Not accused of being a suspect, but at least being looked at as a suspect. And that wasn't even said or mentioned. I mean, there's so many things that were overseen. Like I said, all the rooms were not searched. The water tanks that she was found in, they were not fully searched around. The only access, and someone supposedly after this did a video, I don't know if I can find it, but supposedly went on the roof on the fire exit and showed how easily it was to get up there. So that being said, this hotel of lack of surveillance, mind you, and all the past of it with murders and, known serial killers that went on for at least, 8-10 years to decades sleeping in this place. I mean, the second guy was, what was his name? Jack. He was a friggin' serial killer in Australia or something. He came to the United States. He got out of jail from his country, came to the United States trying to be like, he got hired in Austria, I believe. Yeah, Austria, where Arnold Schwarzenegger is from. And they hired him as a magazine, and they wanted him to, they had just watched that not too long ago. I was watching that on the Discovery Channel or something. And they had him doing interviews, going with the police on runs through the bad sides of town. And as he was doing this, he was murdering prostitutes in this motel. And he was doing the, they wanted this what was it about? They wanted to see what was his home country in the United States, what they had in common with murders and serial killers. So he was fresh doing the Night Stalker stuff. And yet he was doing what this guy was doing, mind you. So come over here, get out of jail. He sat in jail for 15 years, murdering women over in his country. Come over here thinking he's all great. He even has a book out, alright, that children got taught in school, for Christ's sakes, of lecturing of how he did it in jail and how he got there. Something crazy crap. You can look it up on Wikipedia. It is on this case. They put his name in, you tap on it, all his information comes up. And I mean, like I said, I have all this down of what I think of, stuff not thought of in this case. And I pinpointed as suspects. No staff was pinpointed as suspects. 24 hours, I know for 24 hours of missing here, cops will go searching. They should already have a search warrant. Or should even get and be having the privilege to get one to check all rooms, even employee-only rooms. 1 sec! And that didn't even happen. So, I mean, all this crazy stuff that was overlooked, was not even acknowledged. And even the cop says, we did what we could do by the guidelines of the law. So, to rule this out as a plain right old accident, that to me, that doesn't cut it. This should have been more. They should have done more. And what I think happened, this is my thought and theories, and I've been saying it a lot lately, to catch a killer, you gotta think like a killer. And what I think and what overlooked on this is that they said that the body was found, it was bloated in the water. Of course that's gonna happen, but guess what? You don't need a struggle or a fight for anybody to have. Think about this. As if a killer comes up sneaking or even persuades people like they did in this video to me, like she knew him, she met him, or whatever, they met him and, got to know him and, was trusting him. Chloroform over the mouth. You want to see a movie, The Vanishing. In The Vanishing, Jeff Bridges explains what the body weight and everything. How do you know this person didn't overlook all this? I mean, look into this. And then at the time, Casey Anthony was out there with the chloroform, suffocating the daughter in the water. It was found down the road in the swamp area. In the water, erased all the evidence right there. People that want to kill look into old murders and things, especially if they're looking into like maybe Jack the Ripper and stuff like this. The people that did not get caught. That's what I think happened. But I'm going to go over more of this because this is very interesting to me, and all the evidence and, stuff being overlooked, what it was. And I just went over a lot of it. I mean, the next video, I'm going to do the video with the Google Maps and look at the rooftop. See if I can get like a side view or street maps even, and get the view of the building of the roof. See where we go into that. But like I said, this is another bizarre case. And when this stuff happens, just like my cases that I'm going over, the Deborah and Quimby story, the Taj Narbonne story, stuff, evidence being destroyed, evidence getting missing, evidence, not looking into other places than just one place. It just drives me nuts to hear this stuff. And this is why stuff don't get solved. Murderers roam the streets. And it's just sick to say, man, it's crazy what happens out here in this world. And things don't, get looked at. But let's go. I'm going to get on that. I got to go searching into the building and stuff. I got to get my next preparation ready for the next video. But until then, YouTube, be safe. Take care, because you don't know who's out there. You don't know what will happen next. It's a scary world, and I want to get this out there, and I want to make people know. You know, sometimes them upper class people up there don't realize what comes down in the form of the so-called streets. And if you ain't got street smarts, you're not gonna survive in a world like this. But until then, take care. Out.